What's going on, people? Back at it with another episode of the Quiet Card Podcast. Back with episode 5. It's your boy Money right here. I got JP on the other line right here. Listen, it's a lot of crazy stuff been going on and everything, but we got a surefire episode today. We're gonna recap everything going on at the Dodgers, who's placing bets, who's not placing bets. We're gonna figure all that out. We got a show recap, of course, and the NFL owners meeting. And the NFL has something to say about what's going on and all the rule changes and everything. We're going to get on that right now. Talk about a little bit of March Madness. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. The girls is doing it up right now. But right now, we're going to do a little show recap right now. So I was in Florence. I went to the show out in Florence. Very small show. And it is even smaller because half the show there, the show was basically cut in half because of some karate tournament or something. So the ballroom was there, and they was like setting up tables on one side of it, and I was like, "What's going on here?" But the other side, well, of course, with the sport card and everything, but I couldn't get a table there. But I still went out and go, seeing everybody, but I looked at it going, that's why I couldn't get a table out there. But one of my favorite.
So did you have little kids doing karate as you're over there, like trying to do deals? Like,
No,
literally, you're like, hey, man, I need this Bruce Lee card. And somebody's over there like, chopping kids.
That's what I was, when I pulled up, I noticed because it's at the Sherion Inn in most shows. And so the whole when I'm pulling up, I seen a lot of like karate stuff and everything. I was like, what's going on here? It's just so weird.
Got bodyguards, obviously. I mean, come on now.
That and because most shows you're like, what's going on here? Why am I getting all these karate people walking around? And I was like, this is the weird stuff. But like I said, I walked in the show, saw my boy Allen over there, chatted up with him for about a couple minutes. But all in all, I missed Rocket City Car Collector. I missed JD and him, and they literally just left when I showed up. So we literally probably just missed each other right there on the road. But all in all, still a good show. I didn't pick up a lot. No. I did. I picked up a Chase Brown Prism variation. So I picked up that. I'm really curious on Chase Brown. I'm just, and I gotta go to the Cincinnati show. So I'm just kind of getting Bengals stuff right now. But all in all, great show. It's a great show because I just know some of the people that's setting up there that I haven't seen in forever because I haven't set up there in forever. But all in all, I felt like it was still a great show. Like I said, for a small show, it's besides a Huntsville show.
So how many tables would you say? Like, what are we considering a small show?
15 tables.
Oh wow, that's a crazy small show. See,
15?
I've done like the Nashville Lighthouse show.
Yeah.
And I would consider that a small show, but I would also say I think that's like a 80 to 100 plus table setup. So man, I couldn't imagine a 15 plus table setup. Like, oof.
Well, it's supposed to be 30. I think it's supposed to be 30. But like I said, it got cut in half. So yeah, I was counting in my head. It was about 15. It was about 15, I guess.
Well, how was the foot traffic?
When I got there kind of late. But you have to understand and say, because it's over there. Now foot traffic was pretty good, but it's still old school baseball, vintage show over there. So a lot of people are there in the morning times, and they have their little notepads and stuff, just there to get their sets together. They'll put their binders up. Hey, I'm looking for this specific card, all this other stuff. So I can imagine the foot traffic was pretty good early on, but I think because it was half of the show there and half of the show was just non-existence, that probably had a factor to do too, because people just walk around 3 times, you're basically done.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to hear that, but I mean, card shows we're coming up. It's a good time to be in the hobby, but it's not everybody's cup of tea just yet. So for them to go, hey, we would rather have a legal risk where people are karate chopping people over here,
There you go.
whatever.
There you go. But I think they but for what I understand, they had messed them up anyway. I guess some, schedule conflict or whatever, especially with the ballroom and everything. I was like, man, but I would have loved to set up in a show. But, hopefully this weekend, I'm still trying to find, hopefully, we get out to Hazel Green, but I don't know. I just, either I go to Hazel Green or I take this week off and just pile up everything for Louisville. So, I mean, we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So this weekend I definitely was planning on doing the it's a Pokemon trade day in Hazel Green, Alabama at a game store called Nerd Stop. Shout out to my buddy James. He throws that on. He does a great job. Now that's 100% like a 15 or less table setup, but it's a really cool setup. The idea is you bring your singles in, you trade people. you don't
Mhm.
you don't really bring sealed product to a place like that because you want the people to spend the money with the store. You don't want to go, hey, I've got my sealed boxes and I'm setting
Yeah.
up here,
Where are
but
they located?
um I mean,
Is it off? Is it because I mean, Hazel Green is really just one road.
it's literally, yeah, off whatever is it, 53 or whatever
I think
that
it's 53.
whatever the
Yeah.
one street is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a 4-lane road. It's right off there. Uh There's a really good restaurant that was right out there. We ate at last time. I can't think of what it was called, but it was super good. But yeah, that was a fun time. A lot of little kids, but uh, quite a few cool things there. I mean, I think the last time we were there, we saw the Moonbryon, which is a really big card that most people are chasing right now.
Is that the cat?
Uh, on the roof with the moon
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a big deal. So I mean, there was really cool stuff there.
All
So
right.
but yeah, that's been the plan. Did you think about picking up any JSA stuff this weekend
Well,
with all the news going on?
you know what? That is crazy. Am I? Let's see. Hasn't JSA been at some of the flip shows? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
maybe they have.
So what we're referencing is JSA just got acquired by, what was it, CCG,
CCG.
right? Yeah, and so that's the parent company to CGC, which they
Yep.
do the
Comic books.
Pokemon, they do the comic books. I think they do coins too, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they just got acquired, so that's a big deal. And but yeah, JSA is at every card show. I mean, and the cool thing with JSA is I know that if you've got a person that's there, like an athlete or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't quote me on this. I think it's like $10 to have it authorized from JSA if that athlete's there. So if Tom Brady's at the flip show and JSA is there, they'll give you a
Ooh.
little sticker for $10. So it's a super affordable service. Like, it's super cool.
Now, do you think they're buying all that because do you think they're losing some of the Pokemon market over there?
So I personally think there's a situation right now with Pokemon cards that are being signed by artists,
Oh yeah.
by voice actors, things of that nature, right? And really right now PSA's had some struggles because they've authenticated a few autographs that were not real autographs.
Ooh.
Um, so
Mm.
and word on the street is I think that they're looking for people right now to hire. So I would assume, you know, they realize that the autograph market is a real thing. And although the people from the junk wax era may not think anything about autographs,
They don't.
I know I enjoy autographs. I'm pretty sure you enjoy autographs. I
Yep.
mean, you've always had really great taste in far as look who this is. And it's like, oh wow, holy, we're going to a Tuscaloosa show and you're picking up
Mhm.
Alabama players. Like that's a
Yep.
super smart play. But yeah, I think the autographs are a big deal, and companies are just kind of catching up to it. And really, I mean, JSA has been in the trenches. I mean, as far as every major show I've ever attended, I mean,
They've
I'm
been
pretty
there.
sure they're at Culture Collision every
Yeah,
year.
they've been there. Yep.
So I mean, it it's people in the trenches working hard. So I mean, it's good for them.
I'm kind of looking at this going either they're losing a part of the company really rapidly and they had to do something to just go put a spark in their company going like, and this is why I see the Pokemon people is not messing with them like they used to. 'Cause I felt like it was all TCG over there, but now of course they just switched over to PSA. But now I just feel like it's more and more Pokemon cards getting graded by PSA than SGC.
Well, I for sure, and I think the numbers show it too. I'm pretty sure that Pokemon's been killing them as far as like versus sports.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy part with that I think with this scenario is that a lot of the sports, if not all of the sports you see, is immediately put back on the market
Yep.
versus there's a mass amount of Pokemon being graded. And you do see stuff at shows, don't get me wrong, right? You can
Right.
go to these Comic-Con and you'll see, showcases filled up. But to the numbers that are being graded versus what people are bringing to shows, I think it shows people are collecting Pokemon. I mean, honestly, it feels like a good sign if you're in that TCG realm of, that's what I like to collect. I mean,
Well, yeah,
Charizard cannot tear an ACL. Just
that is
saying.
true. That's true. I mean, that's we don't have to worry about him beating up nobody and going to court or anything.
100%.
Yeah, but that's I look at it like trying to figure out, and nobody's really giving their like going. Everybody's saying for what I'm hearing, like comments and stuff, it's it's a monopoly, this and this. But I don't think this had really anything to do with Fanatics, unless they're doing this to just show Fanatics like, hey, we can do more than sports cards and all this other stuff, and then trying to get bought up. That's probably the only kind of reason going. Yeah, we can acquire this right here to appeal to the masses and go, hey, look at us over here. We're making noise. Hey, we'll take a check if y'all want to pay, buy us out for a check, or we do cash or pesos. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But that's really the only reason I see it, unless as you said,
Now,
like
do you feel it's good or bad for the hobby overall? Because me personally, I feel like it's a good thing. I mean, I can't
I feel like it's a good
imagine
thing
the
too.
type of cool specials they're going to have of,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you bring us, I've got this Pokemon card and
Yep.
this artist is coming to an event and they'll take it, crack it, he can sign it, reslab it and say, hey, it previously was a 6 and it's a 6 again, but with a 10 autograph or whatever. And we'll do it for $15. Like, I feel like that's what they should be doing. Like, if you're going to try to compete, like, get out there and start swinging. And JSA has been killing it. So, I mean, they've got people who are doing great jobs.
And I think on top of that is they need to stick with the guns and figure out going, hey, we gotta stick to this label, number one, especially in the card realm. They
Oh
keep
God, yes.
I
Listen,
don't know what's going on.
as a guy who does heavy Pokemon, like
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you. So this is a recent pickup that I got from PWCC. I picked this up because it's an error card,
Right.
but the label color issue with so many guys is such a big deal. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I would prefer the old blue label or with subgrades," or "Oh, I hate the new black label." Like, I agree with you totally, but thank God they got away from the green label. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember that
jeez, I remember
disaster,
that.
but that just looked awful. It looked terrible. But you know what else Charizard cannot do?
What?
He cannot have a betting scandal because this guy right now, have you heard the hot water it sounds like he's in?
Let me tell you something. He better learn how to cope over here real quick because yes. Now I believe in my heart that MLB is trying to sweep this on the rug as best way they can. I really believe that.
Here's the question. Do you think that the Angels knew and they were like, you know what? This is going to be a sticky situation. You guys can have him. Because I think I think the Dodgers had to pay the Angels out in that deal, right? Or
No,
something to
they
that
would.
effect, right?
No, they just he was already up for contract,
Oh, he was already up? Okay.
so they
But
basically just had
still,
to.
like, why would you re-sign a guy if you like, hey, this is an issue? Like, once the media finds out, this is going to be a nightmare. I mean, like,
I mean, that was the whole thing. Especially with the translator and stuff. I just don't know because at first you look at it and go, okay, maybe the translator did do something. He's just trying to bail him out this and this, but man, as the tides turn and then just keep day by day, it's always something new. It's always a different story somewhere. Now that I'm hearing that the feds ran up in the resort world in Las Vegas because apparently he's been there gambling and all this other stuff. So that and you hear that, and then you hear with the especially it's more and more with the translator. But as this goes on, I'm just really thinking that he did it or doing something and just don't recognize that or like he recognizes that, hey, he still thinks it's like Japan and everything's like because like and over in Japan
yeah,
the
I was
gambling's
going to
like
say, I think they
crazy,
have a completely different culture with gambling. I
way
think
different
they're
culture over
super
there,
like
open.
acceptant, like
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. Now, what is your personal thought on whether I mean, do you have any formal opinion on whether a player should or should not be able to participate in that kind of thing? Because, like, in my uneducated opinion, like I don't gamble because I have terrible luck. I
Right.
don't play parlays, squares, or anything like that. But I mean, I think as long as you're not gambling on the game you're playing, or really anything that would affect your gameplay, I think it's fine. Like, I mean, if old buddies over here betting on March Madness, like, what does that have to do with the Dodgers? What is that? That, like, in my mind, and it's so funny that everybody is so up in arms. But when ESPN starts up, oh, hey, sponsored by
Yeah.
FanDuel, and
ESPN bet.
our picks of the week for our brackets. What's your bracket? Like, they know people are spending money on that. So why are we so up in arms? Now, here's the difference. Like, here's the caveat. Like, if he's betting on games and intentionally not throwing good, yes,
Shout out to Pete.
100%. That's
Shout out
a
to
that's
Pete
a
Rose.
bad scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think like Pete Rose, when he was gambling, I think he was gambling for his team to win.
Yep, he
So I
was.
mean, it's like in a scenario like the Pete Rose thing, it's like, bro, that's a dude going, no, man, I've got this. Watch this. I'm going out there and giving it my all. And like, I don't know. So I wish there was more details on like, hey, Buddy's been betting on pickleball like crazy. He's been watching all the Gary V
And that's
videos and
it.
he's like hyped up. Let's get a
That's it.
team. Like, I mean, it would be awesome to know.
But see, I think that's the thing is that we don't know what he was betting on. Is more of that he was just had a huge gambling debt. Now, you know, I don't know because
Now, is
you
that a
know,
huge gambling debt in difference to, I mean, what was it, 400 million or whatever
yeah,
crazy,
4.5 million. Yeah, that's a huge
some
gambling debt.
crazy number that he's making a year?
I mean, it's not
Well,
Bruno
no,
Mars debt, but it's
yeah.
it's still it's still outrageous for you to even help a buddy out like that, which I don't know, it's just
Well, okay, hold on. Here's the thing. How many action movies are wrote on the, hey, your buddy did something dumb, and if you don't help him get out of this, we're gonna,
I mean, that's what. Yeah, I mean,
unalive him.
that's
So
that's probably what happened.
there's probably no doubt. Like, okay,
Especially
first
going to
off,
a bookie.
if you're owing somebody that kind of money, they're not showing up to your mom's house with Panda Express going, "Hey, we brought food." No, they're bringing something different, and
they're looking for that. Yeah, they're looking for that money.
So I mean, I could see a scenario where it's like, "Hey, man, I might just fall into the ocean and never come back up. I need some help."
It's just a bad.
You're the most famous baseball player on the planet. I don't know a better person to ask. I can't go ask the bank.
I'm thinking maybe he like even if even if the interpreter did this or Shohei did this, I think he looked at it as somebody got him to a bookie, and he goes to the bookie and go, "Oh, you can upfront me money to gamble? Oh, that's great. I need 100,000." And the bookie goes, "Okay, here's 100,000. Go do what you gotta do." Da da da. Not really explaining that what he has to do to pay the money back with the bookie
No
or
doubt. Yeah, yeah,
this and
yeah.
this. I don't know.
Yeah, even if you're up, whatever you owed, you still got to pay it back.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think that maybe he just don't know. It's the culture that's over here that's different than over in Japan. Because like I said, in Japan, I mean they got gambling at every
Now
store.
here's the real question. If you own this card right here, what do? You just put it on a 7-day auction and run it? You hold it? What's your thoughts?
Baseball season hadn't even started yet.
I
It starts
know.
Thursday.
I know. So are you holding it? You selling it? You sell I mean,
I'm holding all Otanis.
huh?
I'm holding all Otanis.
I I kind of feel like it's been a hold, honestly. I haven't jumped on moving it.
Yeah, you hold on to Otanis. You hold. I mean, it like I said, right now I'm trying to look for me a really good Otani I can hold for about a good 5-6 years. Like for me, I mean that could be a 10-year hold. Now I don't know what they're gonna do
See,
with him now.
if I was going for that long term of a hold, I'm 100% going for a Japanese autograph,
Okay,
or
yeah,
I don't really like his American autograph, but his Japanese autograph is fire. I mean,
yeah.
it's super cool. It's
I
and I
think
mean,
yeah.
maybe it's just I don't know the language and it's a bad autograph in their opinion, but it still looks awesome to me. I mean,
I think
I think it looks great.
I think that will probably be a play because that's more rarity than just getting like a tops like autograph. You know.
Well, it's the same thing of like the Giannis, the basketball player for the
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, right? Like he's got the 1 year he signed the Greek autograph, and then everything else has been the English scribble.
Yeah,
Like
scribble.
it. So I would, if I was, go for the one of their natural country or their natural born country autograph because it's going to be more authentic, in my opinion.
And I think, like I said, I think Shohei is definitely a hold. You know, but that's when you buy $1 million card, don't put it on auction next week. Just don't do it.
Is that what happened?
I know. I'm just saying, like that's what people do. That's a definition of a hold. That's a
Well, okay, no. So that's okay. That's kind of been the whole thing with the hobby in 2019, 2020, where people were like, I can buy this for one price one day and flip it 3 days
the
later
next
and make
day.
money. Like
Doesn't
that
work like
that
that.
market's definitely dead and gone.
Mm.
Um, but I mean,
Especially
also,
high end cards like that.
yeah, man. And I'll be honest with you, it's still a fun place to play in. I mean, it's still a
Yep.
fun space. So, I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
just have to learn how to like move and shake. I mean, that was the same thing when people were going and buying out Walmart and Target, right? Like
Yep.
that happened for a year or two, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? There were quite a few guys and girls who couldn't adapt to the that doesn't work anymore model.
Yep.
Like, because
Mm-hmm.
okay, wow, you went and bought that blaster for $45 and it sells for 50 on eBay. Good job. You just lost money. Like, but I'm kind of glad that that's gotten away because it's at least gotten people who are more into the hobby to stay in the hobby, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's more of like it's in, and I'll go back to Otani is that you know, we still don't know, but I just really think MLB is not going to fumble this bag. That's the biggest star you got.
I know. That's what I was going to say. What are you going to do? Are you going to crush the one guy who's bringing attention?
Yeah. I mean, you just I don't know. I think MLB has to really look at this. But
I mean, and
like
then
I
what if it comes out, hey, I couldn't talk about the story. The mob was involved. They were going to kill him. Like, and so you're going to, cut him for that, which maybe eventually there'll be a movie made about it.
well, I just think. I mean, I really think. I mean that's definitely. I mean, because like I said, you dealing with a bookie. You ain't dealing with past the cliff down the street. You
No,
just not. Especially
no.
on a $4.5 million debt.
Yeah, Cliff's got a couple buddies, and they got some things to talk about. And boy,
Did you see that he was at a? You see, Shohei was at a
a March Madness
NCAA
game.
March Madness game
Yeah.
with the
Boy,
interpreter. I said,
had them parlay sweats going on too. Going, dang, I
"Jeez."
need her to make one more.
Speaking about parlay bets, we could talk about this for a second. I just popped in my mind, right? So FanDuel, I don't know if you heard this or not, but there was a guy that did a $2 parlay bet. Now, I don't know what the bet was, but he won $1,500 off $2, right? Like one of the greatest feelings. $1,500 off a $2 bet. You can't beat that. So I don't know how
Well,
long
see, hey, that's
FanDuel
what
is.
the interpreter thought. The same thing. He said, "Look, it's 100,000. I'm going to win
You guys
4.5."
keep it going.
And old buddy was like, "Dang, she should have thrown one more basket. I would have hit it. March Madness would have been lit."
So the guy, he cashed out, and I think it takes about maybe like 24 hours. I don't think it's that instant. I don't know how FanDuel is. I do DraftKings, and so he tried to empty it out, and then I guess he did it that night. He woke up next morning, and still nothing came through. It was still a zero balance and everything.
Oh yeah, they didn't pay him.
FanDuel sent him an email and goes, child support got it, garnished it. It was like, you owe this, and child support was like, oh, okay, good. Let me get that. Let me
Oof.
hold that paper. Yeah, let me
Well,
hold that.
at least he was brave enough to put it to the internet.
Jeez.
Now, what do you think about this NFL owners meeting? I know you mentioned you were up in arms about some things. I need to hear the details, man. I think the
So,
people need to hear the details.
so the NFL is basically, they got their owners meeting going on right now, and so what basically was going on around this time, and I'll say some of the stuff I think maybe not happen. I don't know if it's not gonna happen this year, but maybe next year. I think they're going to expand one more game. I really think they're going to do that. I really think the NFL has got one more game under their belt they can do regular season, and that carries them out for like one more week, right? I think it's like the third week in third week in February.
Okay.
Whatever that Sunday is before President's Day will probably be Super Bowl. So that brings it one more week over, right?
Okay.
But I think some of the main things that I have seen in here that kind of piqued my interest was Amazon. They gave Amazon exclusive broadcasting of a playoff game in the wild card. You can only watch it
Really?
on there.
Okay. That's super interesting.
And so I really feel like that the NFL is testing the streaming market heavy this year and next year. You're going to test it
The,
heavy.
the TV's dying, bro. We are of the generation where we grew up watching a television, and now I own a television in like my apartment, and unless a live sports on, I'm
I don't
not
watch it.
watching. I mean, I might watch YouTube on it, but literally, I'm not
I don't
watching
watch
the
it.
news. I'm not watching
Yep.
any of that. Like,
Mm.
we are of the generation where the TV is dying and it's showing.
And
I mean, that's
also,
kind of hence why we're right here.
exactly. Shout out Quiet Car Podcast.
Brr, brr, brr,
But
brr.
and also, I look at it as like even the first game. I think week one is going to be a Friday night game. That's the one in Brazil, and
Okay.
they are streaming that one on exclusively on Peacock.
Now, don't they play at like 3 in the morning or something crazy because it's their time zone and their time zone's crazy?
Not Brazil. So it'll
Okay,
be.
okay.
Let's see. The race in Brazil usually be I think like noon, like 11 o'clock, so you can get around like that regular time
Okay,
in that
okay,
week
that's
one
cool.
or
That's
that
cool.
Friday. Well, you know what? I don't know how they're gonna do. I don't know what time they're gonna do Friday, but I think it's not too crazy because when they race in Brazil, I think it's usually it's it's about like noon time, about noon, 11 o'clock our time is the
Okay.
race. So I don't think it'll make like a huge difference of that going on. But I see that I'm seeing that right there. And I'm going, the NFL is basically, and I really believe that every single playoff game is going to be exclusively streamed. Like regular season, you can have the regular season, this and this. But playoff games, I think it's going to be Apple, Amazon, or like Peacock.
Mm.
And they're going to pay for them too. We talking about billions. We're talking about 12, 13, 20 billion.
And you're gonna get some guy on TikTok streaming it all. Everybody hit the follow button. They're
Yeah.
probably gonna ban me.
And shout out TikTok. And but
Shout out, don't ban TikTok.
and also they're also gonna do a Christmas game also, and that's on a Wednesday.
I'm curious to how that. Well, I mean, okay, but here's the
They
thing
did it
with the
last
Christmas
year.
game. You know, they're not going to put anybody good against anybody good.
It doesn't matter. It's still the NFL.
I
I mean,
guess
what's a bad game in the NFL? It'd be like what, like maybe like New Orleans versus
the Jets.
Arizona, like the Jets, which is that's a market. The Jets is a market. The Jets, they're gonna get crazy numbers watching that game.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy numbers. If you put the Jets is a big market in New York. You put the Giants is a big market in New York.
I
You
mean,
know,
that'd be a clutch idea. I mean, especially if you're like already running the big Christmas Day parade and all that. Like, hey, turn it on and watch us beat somebody up on football. I mean, I don't know why they're not.
and so, well, they did it last year. Very successful last year. Very successful. But this year is I felt it was pretty interesting that they are doing this again and they see a market for it. Which this means the NFL is going to be on every. It's going to be an NFL game on every single day of a Tuesday. Every
That's not
single day.
bad. That's not bad. But eventually, does that turn into like baseball, where it's like there's a game every day and nobody watches half the games because the good games are only on
You got limited
Friday,
games.
Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
You got limited games. Now it's not an every week thing because they can't play like even Saturdays. They have to wait until they have to wait to college over with because it's a law that the NFL can't play when college is playing on Saturdays. That's why they don't play on
Okay,
Saturdays.
okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so this
Well,
is gonna
man,
be
they're stealing all the shine on Friday night from the high school kids. Varsity's out there killing it, and everybody's watching the football game now.
well, now they got them showing on TV now. Shout out to James Clemens.
Yep, yep.
They be on TV now. And also, what I thought was pretty interesting is that they are doing a different kickoff also. And
Now, what's the
so,
different kickoff? Like I've seen a little bit on Instagram, but I didn't really follow into it. What's the deal on the kickoff situation?
so if I'm not mistaken, is that the lineup is going to be different. Everybody's going to be just kind of I believe they start on the 20. So, okay, the kicking team will start on the 40. Say they'll start on the 40. And then the other team will start on the 60, I believe. I believe it'd be the 40. It'd be going backwards. So it's go 40 and about 30. So one's on
Okay.
the 40, one's on the 30. So before you had kind of like a triangle shape going back, right? With the most of the pressures up here, it just kind of leans up when it gets right here. So, but now it's gonna be straight ahead like this, right?
Okay.
So one team's gonna be on the 40 right here, other team's gonna be on the 30. From what I understand, and there's footage of this, when a person kicks the ball off, nobody can move until he catches the ball or ends up in like a landing zone or something like that. So you basically can't. It prevents fair catches. It prevents kick
So
going out the end
you're
zone.
no longer going to call the catch and
I don't think they can fair catch no more. I have to check and see.
okay.
I don't think they can fair catch because literally you're really fair catching number one.
Well, I thought the
Because
idea of the fair catch was okay. Hey, I'm going to call fair catch, and what is it? You hit it at the 25, or is that just
yeah,
college rules?
if it's you fair catch it. Well, no, they did change it. So if you fair catch it, I think it's around 20 or 25 now, if I'm not mistaken. But before, I know you fair catch, you usually be kind of like really where you're at. Only on a kickoff, and so and not a punt. They just
Okay.
I don't think they changed the punt. They just changed the kickoff. And so what I understand, yeah, it's on the especially if you're in the no, if you're in the end zone, if you fair catch, it's all on the 20 because they changed that rule. And so now I don't think you can fair catch. I didn't look at that. I don't think you can fair catch because there's no point. You have massive room. You have massive room to just you can get if you start on the 10, you should at least get to the 40 or the 30 at least.
I
You
mean,
should at
is this
least get
to
20
improve
yards out of there.
safety, or are we
Yes.
trying to like? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Because this is what I understand is
I
that
mean, I've seen a lot of guys even call a fair catch and just get lit up, and you're like, whoa, bro.
so this prevents when the other team kicks it off, right before he kicks it, everybody takes off running. So everybody's not taking off running this time. It's more if they kick it and you catch it, then you can take off running.
yeah.
So the other guy's kind of in position to run anyway. So it's not really like he's just really a sitting duck. He has to just kind of move now and do what he got to do to avoid that hit. So
Okay. Now, how's your bracket been doing? Did you kill it?
94.6%.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Still
Let's
at it.
go.
Now, like I said, I had Auburn gone. I don't really care about them. And I had Kentucky to beat. So right now this is I got UConn winning, and I have Alabama getting taken out by North Carolina. But right now I'm looking at Alabama going, there might be a possible way we can get them. If we don't fall
That would
flat
be
on
so
our face,
clutch, bro. That'd be so clutch.
if we don't play like we played against Grand Canyon, who the fuck it was, then I think we'd be good to go. I really do. And we got to come out there swinging on Thursday.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean,
they've
swinging.
been killing it so far, though. I mean, they've been really killing it so far.
I like where we're at. I really do. But I think UConn is a more complete team. Right now, it looks like everybody's getting beat, but I mean, Kentucky's not a really good team anyway, so I ain't worried about that. And Auburn's gone too, so I can really watch it now. Well, I can watch it now. Well, you should have saw me. You should have saw me all in their faces, boy. Not at all. But
Roll Tide. Got to let them know.
I'll tell you this. The girls' tournament is, not gonna lie,
it's more fire than the boys.
Oh my gosh, it's been something. Like I was watching Caitlin Clark yesterday, and I was watching Juju also. And
now,
man,
wasn't that her last home game as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Bro, okay. What do you think that jersey goes for? It at sale right now. Golden PWCCs. That jersey, I guarantee you, somebody's giving you $1 million. She's liquid fire hot right now.
I don't know about $1 million.
Game used last home one. You're going to get some crazy person who's going to pay $600,000-$700,000. They're going to pay a crazy number.
I could say, I mean,
I'm not even assuming she hadn't even signed it. Let's say, okay, hey, she signed it. It's PSA certified. That photo matched last jersey.
Framed up. I can't say $1 million. I wouldn't say $1 million. I hate to just.
Man, I can see Ken Golden right now with his white gloves, with the frame. He's like, we've got bids starting at $100,000. And it's like you go look at it, and it's already up to $300,000 with 5 days, and you're like,
but I don't think Babe. No, I'm gonna say Babe Ruth stuff, but I think it's more of like not more of a Martin jersey and a women's jersey. I think you have to go and look at it. I think 100,000. I could say 100,000. I think somebody will
100,000
do that.
easy.
I don't know about easy.
You think? I don't
I
know.
hate this. I hate to say it. I really do. I
Okay,
really do.
but I see
'Cause
these people
I
paying
don't think
six,
Wimby.
$7,000 for a to 25 autograph of hers, or to 5. Like, I've seen crazy numbers. If you had the photo match very last of the home game, I mean,
Yeah, I
now
just
I bet you she's going to have a significant career outside of college,
of course.
100%.
Yeah.
But that's a nutso situation where it's like that's the one time people are going to want to see college uni stuff. They're going to be like, "Oh no, I remember that run up. That was insane."
Yeah, I really think 100,000 might be pushing it, even with everything on it. Um, I mean, that's what I'm thinking because you have to get somebody in
I mean, listen,
Iowa.
bro, I'll be honest with you. I was surprised at what people paid for the Tom Brady autograph and him in a bad baseball uniform. I mean, let's get real, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to talk cool factor, I mean, that jersey over airbrush Tom Brady, like, all
Ooh.
day.
Oh,
I mean, for sure, I want a Tom Brady autograph,
yeah.
not in a baseball uniform that he never wore. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I think I see that as like just weirdly odd pickup. As in, like, you can definitely go and say like not like a really like a I think it's like a more of a rare kind of just like this is just a kind of a piece that just go like, hey, I got this. Yeah, I think like down the line, people are gonna look at this going like take 10 years down the line. I think people are gonna start looking for. Oh, he was in a baseball jersey. Where's this at?
I
Now,
mean,
is it worth what people buying?
yeah, no, it's definitely
Nah,
not worth what people are
nah,
buying. Is
no.
it a cool piece
Yeah,
when it gets to $1,500? I mean, I would be interested. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a Tom Brady autograph on card, packed
mhm.
gold. I mean, it's got everything right for it. I just, I enjoyed the photo. Like, I mean, like right here, I'm showing an Otani card, and he's posing with a bat, sitting there thinking about his next parlay.
Yeah, like I said, that's a yeah, like I said, that's
He's sitting there thinking, "Man, if Caitlyn would have took one more shot, I
put
would
it
have won
all on blue.
4.5 million."
Put it all on blue. Period. Put it all on blue. That's what he's basically wanting right now. But I just think, like I said, you have to be a Tom Brady fan. Of course, you're not a Expos fan. I mean, I guess there's people out there doing Expos, which had the sickest throwback
He
jerseys, I
was the
believe.
greatest player. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would have been super sick if he had like a dual auto with Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
That would have been
right.
kind of cool.
Yeah, right. I don't think that's gonna happen. That'd be like super fire though. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, I
jeez,
think they hate each other. I
yeah,
think
that's not
that's
gonna
how that
happen.
relationship
Yeah.
is.
Hey Tom, I want you to do a one-on-one auto with Bill Belichick. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But like I said, to go back to your point, is that I think, like I said, I always thought that the baseball jersey was a cool piece. I mean, I'm not chasing after it or anything. But if I had the opportunity to get it at a very good price,
Oh,
I'll
all day.
snag it.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I know people that's Tom Brady fans out there that just follow Tom Brady. That's the one that you go after. That
No,
just
I
follow Tom
agree.
Brady, whatever they do, whatever he does. So that's
Yeah, shout
just
out. We got a guy named Paulie, and everybody around here calls him Tom Brady because that's all he wants. He's like, I don't want anything unless it's Tom Brady. I want patches. I want autographs.
does
It's
he have the
like
baseball?
I'm sure he does.
Wow.
He's got enough stuff that I was like, you spent money on that, and he goes, oh, I've got 2 of them. I was like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud
They,
of you.
speaking of ripping stuff open, I saw a story which I need to probably look and find. But this guy cracked open like $3,500 worth of Series 2 hockey, trying to find a Connor Bedard. and I don't even think he still found it.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro. Listen, that's what I think it was. What was it? 1 episode, 2 episodes ago, when I was talking about that, like people are spending some major money right now on some retail stuff that these people never cared about. I mean, listen, even when retail stuff was flipping, people left the hockey stuff alone. Like
Yep.
it was not nobody was interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
And other than this bounty, which bounties are cool, don't get me wrong, but it feels like a way to sell a product. And it's like, okay, flavor of the week this week is Tom Brady in a baseball suit. Next one is going to be Bronny and Bronny and LeBron. Now the next one is whatever. It's like it's kind of old, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't personally love it because I don't chase, so it has no appeal to me. But I will show you one thing that I have chased
Hmm?
because I like that rare pop one. So this is a
Oh,
Harry
who
Potter
that?
card that I recently picked up.
Yeah.
PSA 10,
And
only
who is
one
that?
on the planet. Um, this is Tiana Benjamin. So she was one of the girls who played Quidditch with Harry in the movie.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm chasing stuff like this because it's like in a PSA 10, the number that I paid for it was 5 times cheaper than the cheapest one on eBay. And the cheapest one on eBay was like a PSA 7 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the 10 all day.
No brainer.
So where these guys are spending crazy money on chasing stuff that they're not going to get. And the worst part of it, man, is could you even name one other good person out of that product that you're like happy about getting? Like people are spending real money, man. Like pay your mortgage, like do better. Like I personally know guys that are like, arguing and bickering about like, hey, I want this product to rip, and guys are being stingy and going, oh, I'm gonna rip everything I buy and rip everything I see, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of gross, bro. It's kind of gross. I mean, like, there's been plenty of times where I bought stuff and I was like, the homie said he wants to rip something. I'm like, bro, I didn't really want to sell it. I got 4 boxes. Here's 2. I got 2. If you get something
Mm-hmm.
crazy good, keep me in the loop.
I want to.
But
I do want to. A Luke Hughes. I think that's one. I will. I need to crack another one open so I can get a Luke Hughes, rookie. But other than that, I mean,
yeah,
it's
now are
just
you
a
going for
PS
the
five
young
bar.
gun or
Young Guns,
or
yeah,
yeah, yeah. The young
yeah.
guns are super cool. I love that set. But from what I've heard, from TikTok and all the areas. Oh, look at you.
That's Jack Hughes.
Um,
This is Luke's
I think a
older
lot of
brother.
people said that the hangers were better, the thin one. So
I don't know. I mean, I'll do the mega. What I rip over? Did I do mega? Yeah, I did mega. I would do a mega series 2 because the hobby #1 is just way too expensive,
I
and
think Hobby Box right now, I
300.
literally heard my buddies quote it $300, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's definitely not a poor man's sport.
No.
I
Even if you pull
wouldn't.
it, even if you pull a Bedard out of that, and I mean, Bedard's going for, I think a couple more is going at 600, but I know they're going about 5 to 450 right now, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, you're barely gonna clear a box because I mean, let's get real.
Exactly.
After you pay shipping, eBay
Relaxing.
fees, taxes, like
You could get a graded, it's different, but you still gotta get a 10.
you
Even
could, but you could also have something. So this is something else I've recently picked up from PWCC. You could also have something that's just got 2 different cards on it too. So I mean, that's the gamble you're taking when you rip product. You get weird stuff sometimes.
yeah, that's
Um,
see that definitely turns me off on, like, if you're ripping, if you spend eight listen, if you spend
oh, listen,
four
yeah,
thousand
no,
dollars
yeah, and
ripping,
and they're still having incidents. It's
like,
disgusting,
just buy
man.
the card.
A hundred
Just buy the
percent.
card.
A
You get
100%. Just buy the card.
just buy
That's
the card.
that's the whole point of this conversation. Don't rip, don't chase,
Just
buy
buy the
what
card.
you want.
Stupid.
If you've got to buy it in a 6 because you can't afford a 10, just buy
Buy
it
it.
because you're still going to go at the end of the day, I've got this. It's in my hands.
And then work your way up. That's all you gotta do.
And I see so many guys where they go, I'm going to come into the hobby, I'm going to rip heavy, I'm going to do this. And it's like, bro, that might work once or twice.
Yeah.
Like, but let's be real. There's bulk and there's crap at every person's table at a card show for a reason. It's because they're
If you're not
ripping.
if you're not ripping like super heavy, if you don't have like 10 grand ripping every month, like super heavy, then no, you don't need to be doing it.
Yeah.
Not chasing. If
No.
you're gonna do that, if you're gonna dedicate $1,000 to rip series 2, just go buy the card. That's like 3 cards you can probably
Dude,
negotiate.
that's what I was gonna say. Actually, if I had $1,000 right now and I was gonna go think about purchasing a Series 2 product, I would
Uh-huh.
probably actually think about buying his Series 1 SSP and try to get one graded. Like, if I can get like a 9.5 of that
I don't think
for
he's in
half
series
the
1.
cost, that was the first one that came out. I mean, I know everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's not Series 2," but like that was quite literally the first card to come out. So I mean,
Yeah, that was in his
Series 1, and it was in that weird pose.
that
I mean, it wasn't the best pose.
he's like holding it up. Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that was going for like crazy amount of money because it was just like his first card this and this. But
Well,
since
if you go look at the pop counts of that card versus the newer ones, they're printing the crap out of the new stuff. The
uh-huh,
Series 2, it seems like there's a ton. And
uh-huh.
that Series 1 SSP, super short print for those people who don't know what SSP is.
Case hit.
But the SSP though, I would much rather spend my money on that. Why are you ripping? Here's the other thing. You have
Exactly.
nobody else in that I mean, Amani's got a guy that he's chasing, but I bet you nobody else has a name that they could even name. Like most of
Well, I
these other
mean,
guys are
yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna take a Bernard or a Conrad Bernard or that's it.
Bernard.
That's not the answer. Like you it just I don't know. I hate to say gross, but it is kind of gross. It's like and then you got people who are actually hockey fans and they're like, "Hey man, I've always ripped hockey," and they're just shit out of luck.
Let's see, where's my hockey? I did an SP of hockey, and I don't know where it's at. Yeah, here we
You
go.
need to do like I did. Just get a PMG. Go big.
SP all hockey.
There you go.
This is the 2021, I think, of like So
Those are all
listen.
young guns.
No. The young gun's not in here. This is base. This is all SP stuff. So it's not really. I didn't really like. I did Marco Rossi. I didn't know I had him. So it's not really like the best of the
See, shout
best.
out. You should have had that on mascot. You would have knew you had it.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to
Upload your
mascot.
inventory
Jeez.
on mascot, people.
Yeah. Shout out to mascot. But I only do graded cards on those. Anyway, I only do graded cards. I think I'm gonna put the Justin up there just to see, just to spur up some stuff.
You should put it up on Veriswap. You never know. I did a cool deal on Veriswap this past weekend. I thought was
Yes,
super
yeah. What
notable.
happened?
Yeah. So I had a game. Well, it was his original debut, 2004 Messi, and it was his ticket, and it was a full ticket stub. And it was in a PSA 9, and I want to say it was pop like 9, something.
Yeah.
It was crazy low pop with only one higher, and I got it for a stupid low price. Like
Right, of course.
I bought it over a year ago, and it was one of those weird auctions that ends at like a crazy time at night, and you're like, I will take advantage of this scenario.
And that was
I
before
was
he went to Miami. I
it
think.
might have actually been after.
Okay.
So literally, the lowest comp you would find on there was me sitting there bidding.
Right.
But I basically had a guy pay me triple what I paid,
There you
and
go. Listen up,
threw
people.
3 cards on top. So shout out Veriswap because I had that thing on eBay before, and unfortunately with eBay, you can't say, "Hey, I'll throw these extra cards in
Right.
and give you money." Because God, if eBay would do that, Veriswap would never have a program
No,
at
it's all
all.
good.
But
Yes, all good.
eBay doesn't operate like that, so it's beautiful. I mean, I really, really, I've had quite a few guys that you get on Veriswap, and 2-3 days later, they're like, "Oh my god, look at this! I got this crazy trade." It's like you don't know if you don't put it out there.
Yeah, so I think I'm I don't know. I just really think I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm not really like, that's my national card. So I mean, I can hold it still. Not really worried about it. But all my other cards are gone on Fair Swap, so I'm just kind of waiting on that. So yeah, but like I said, it's gonna be yeah. But oh yeah, what happened on eBay with you?
Oh, yeah, shout out. So that's the advantage of eBay. So I had recently graded something with Nash cards. Shout out. It was
Nash cards.
literally a month or less because I
Yeah.
dropped it off at the Scottsboro show and got it in last Friday, Saturday, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was on eBay for like 12 hours. Somebody sent me a number that was a good number, and I took the money and ran, bro. And
Dude,
it was
is that the one
clutch.
with the guy with the kid?
No, no, no. The you're talking about Nash cards?
No. On the eBay thing. I
Oh,
thought
no, no, no. The refund? No,
yeah.
no, yeah. I know. I was talking about a major win on eBay. I could talk about a major loss.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, it's not a major loss,
I
but
thought that
yeah,
was more the same. I thought it was the same card.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
The one that I sold was Blastoids, and the one that I
Right.
got the refund request on because his kid bought it and he
Clown.
didn't have his permission. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
my guy, you sent me an offer and I accepted. So,
How
so eBay
how
does have
often
its
does that
ups and
happen?
it does have its down. Um, in 168 transactions, that was my first one for this
Oh,
year.
there you go.
So yeah, I looked at
Real.
it on eBay. If you receive anything from me through the mail, 100% you are spending 5 minutes going, oh my God, this guy, like, oh, there's a box inside this box. Like, plan on these people putting the dumbest stuff on your packages, people. I've had people send me stuff that was like crazy amounts of money, and
Mhm.
you know who you are, people. Like, quit doing this. Just loosely throw it in a bubble mailer. And I'm like, bro, first off,
Oh,
they're gonna
jeez.
bend it. Everything that I send as far as shipping, dude, I write in big obnoxious letters, fragile, please don't bend, please
I've seen
don't
that.
crush.
Yeah.
Like, if you put the word please in there, you would be really surprised at how nice they treat your packages. I do the same thing with my plain white envelopes because I always hear guys go, "Oh, the plain white envelopes, it's terrible." Dude,
That's what I
plain
heard
white
too.
envelopes, what is it, 60, 70 cents to ship
Yeah.
a $20 card? Dude, that is the best move for anybody who is actively trying to scale their game up.
Mhm.
You go buy cheap stuff, you ship it for 60 to 99 cents. If you've got, thick cards, you've got to pay
Jeez.
more. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, and I'll tell you, there's been times where I had somebody send me an offer for, say, $22.
Right.
Dude, I will deny it and send them a $20 offer. And they're like, wait, what? Accept. And I'm like, okay, why would I pay $4 to ship it when I could pay 70 cents? You're getting
Ah.
that plain white
Yeah.
envelope.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there you go. eBay
Little
tip of the
tip of the
day.
day.
eBay tip of the day. There you go. So yeah, that like I saw when you posted that, and I was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, 'cause
Well,
I heard that happen like all the time.
so supposedly that does happen all the time to other sellers, but
Yeah.
man, I take really great photos. That's one thing I will pride myself with, which I have a super simple setup. I mean, I literally take two pieces of tile and tilt them into each other.
Right.
If you don't have like a major light setup, stick it under the hood of your oven, turn
Uh-huh.
the oven light on. Dude,
Interesting.
that's so much better than most people's photos. Most people take their photos in a bedroom with the lights off, and you're like, dude, I can't see the corners.
Wow.
When I take photos, I do a front, a
Mhm.
back, I hit a corner, 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 corner,
Mm.
front, back, all the corners. So
Right.
literally no stupid questions. And so for that one that I got the refund request on, which they have till April 10 to send it back to me. So
Yeah. Oh, they already got
no,
it?
no. No. I hadn't got it yet. So
Okay.
I'm expecting it to be kind of a scammer tactic where they're going to send me something different. So that's what I'm expecting, but we'll see how it turns out.
Interesting. Okay.
But that was a damaged card, and I literally listed it on the title as damaged. In the description, the first line said, "Hey, this is damaged, creased, bent in multiple places." And when I was taking the photos, like close up of the damage. So I could not understand how you could look through the photos and go, "Oh, this is going to be a perfect card for a good," because I had it for a significantly cheaper price than they normally go
Right.
for because it was creased in half. Um, but that's business. Stuff sucks sometimes, but
Jeez Louise.
you know.
So we got
Now, see, that would be the advantage of using something like ComC, PWCC. If I did that on Veriswap, there's no refunds on Veriswap. Like, so there are other major places to, like as long as you put it in the description and took photos, like you really should have no gripes. But
was that
his
the
excuse was, "My child bought this."
no, that's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's over with. So, but whew, that was good. So look, we want to we can end right here. Look, and once again, we want to thank everybody for listening right now. Like, comment, and share. YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify.
Just download it. Just go ahead and download
Just
it. Like
download it all.
download it on Apple, download it on Spotify, show us to your grandma, show us to
Tell
the
people
little old
about us.
ladies in water aerobics.
Tell
They
people
need to
about
know.
us. Tell people about us. But until next time, y'all stay groovy. We will talk y'all later. Peace.
Peace.